I have a dear friend, Lowry Robinson, used to be a baseball player. And he was talking to a group of 8th graders, and he asked this young lady to come over when he was on the stage. He says, I just want you to stand there. He says, and I'm going to try to lift you up. And, you know, as hard as he could, he was a pretty husky guy. He played minor league baseball. He tried to lift this young lady up, and he couldn't lift her up. And then he says, now what I want you to do is grab my hand, and I want you to try to pull me down off the stage. And sure enough, one pull, she came down off the stage. And he said, you know, it's just like that in life. It's so hard to pull people up to your level of standards and expectations, and it's so easy for people to pull you down to theirs. And as we talk about this, like with our children, you know, we'll say, Johnny or Sally, I don't want you hanging out with those people because they're not a good influence on you. But how often do we hold the same standard for ourselves? How often do we review the people that we're associating with? And then make a decision. Are they helping us move up or move down? Let me share a story about this. I had a daughter who came home from college. She was the first one to bring home a young man. And as they were preparing to come into the house, he says, Mr. Cesare, should I remove my shoes before I come into your house? And I looked at him. I won't use his real name. I said, Bob, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this one time. As long as you're in my house, you don't take off any clothing at any time in any room. If any of you have daughters out there, you know what I'm talking about. And then walked away. Well, 4 months later, he's still in her life, and she came back to Atlanta. And I said, Stephanie, I need to talk to you for a minute. And she came in and she sat down. And by the way, I checked with her. I got her permission to share this. And she was sitting in the kitchen, and I took this rock and I put it on the table, and I said, Stephanie, do you know what this rock represents? She goes, no. I said, that's Bob. Bob pulls you down. He doesn't glow, he doesn't sparkle. And there's somebody out there better for you that can help you be what you are, a diamond. When you walk in a room, you light it up. You sparkle, you shine. And you know what, as I thought about this analogy, a month later she was broken up with the guy. As I think about this analogy, the rock and the diamond, I think it's the same in our lives. That there's people like a rock that drag us down in our lives. You know, they can walk into a meeting, they can walk into a room, they can walk into the most positive situation and find something wrong. Anybody know anybody like that? We all know people like that. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Surround yourself with diamonds or surround yourself with rocks?